Evening to you, YouTube. Redneck Professor here. And we've had ourselves just an absolutely glorious day down here in Georgia. And I'm sitting out here on the back porch tonight, this evening rather, enjoying me an ice cold Cheerwine and some University Flake. And I want to tell you, ice cold Cheerwine brings back a lot of memories for me. A lot of fond memories for me. For example, I can remember when I was a little boy, I'd go walking in the fields with my granddaddy, and he'd always tell me, he'd say, now boy, don't you step on nothing green, 'cause some of it might be grass. Never really understood what he meant by that. Till a few years ago, my son started to walk. And not long after he started to walk, I took him out to one of my fields that I had planted up there on the farm in North Carolina. And as soon as we entered into that field, without even thinking about it, I said to him, now boy, don't you step on nothing green, 'cause some of it might be grass. Didn't even think about it, just said it. Just words come out of my mouth. And as soon as they did, that very second that they come out of my mouth like that, I realized what my granddaddy had been trying to tell me all those years ago. I finally come to terms with the meaning he was trying to convey to me. And what he was trying to tell me was that the men in our family just have a real fuckety sense of humor. Hope my boy is a little bit quicker on the uptake than I was on that one. I might help him out some. But I used to love to sit at my granddaddy's feet and listen to him talk. On the rare occasion that he would talk. He wasn't a very talkative man. He was a very quiet man. And I'm the same way, believe it or not. It's one thing for me to sit out here on the back porch and talk to a camera, but actually speak to another person, that's just something that's never really interested me all that much. But my granddaddy, he just had a way of phrasing things, very concise, direct, but in such a colorful way that you'd remember it. And I guess I've sort of spent my life kind of trying to cultivate a manner of communication that was somewhat patterned after my grandfather's. There have been people that say that I have a gift of speech or a way with words. I don't know that I'd call it a gift. I might call it a tribute to his memory, but I don't know that I'd call it a gift. But he used to just impart wisdom in such a way that it sticks with you. I mean, even to this day, I can remember him talking about that grass in the field, and that sort of gave me an interest at a young age. It gave me an interest in studying folklore and proverbs, what we used to call old sayings. And over the years, I've kind of developed my own proverbs, so to speak, my own little truths expressed in some trite, colorful manner. And since I don't ever really know what to say in these videos, the truth is I just turn on the camera and sort of muddle my way through, rambling until I'm done. I thought it might be neat if I shared some of my proverbs with you. When I think about it, I write these things down And I'm thinking in the back of my mind one day I might put together a book of wisdom to pass on to my son. It might be a good graduation gift for him. He sure as hell ain't getting a car. But and it might make it easier on me too, you know, instead of spending a lot of time and effort teaching him these things while he's young, just hand him a book at his graduation. Here, boy, read this, go on about your business. But I thought it might be neat to share a few of them with you, some of my more favorite ones. And what I'd like to do is maybe if y'all wouldn't mind, I hate to ask, I don't want to be an imposition, but maybe some of y'all could comment down in the comment section of this video and share some of your proverbs with me. They don't have to be original. Some of the ones that I use aren't actually original to me, and I try to give credit where it's due. But maybe y'all heard y'all's grandma or grandpa say something, or an aunt or an uncle or a co-worker or a teacher some time ago, stuck with you. And if y'all wouldn't mind, maybe post some comments with some of your proverbs. It'd be nice to share our wisdom in this here YouTube group. For all I know, we might be the wisest group on YouTube. But I won't necessarily say this is a competition or a contest, but just to sweeten the deal a little bit, if I like your proverb, I might start using it. By the way, it's no secret that I'm smoking University Flake and a Peterson. I usually don't go over that because I've kind of come to the point where I think people pretty much assume that's what I'm doing. So forgive me if I'm disobeying the housekeeping rules. But anyway, just I'm gonna have to read some of these because I can't remember them all. I'm getting up there in years. But let me clean my pipe first. Anyway, to start off with, this is a proverb I come up with about a year ago, a little over a year ago. There ain't no sense in churning butter out of spoiled milk. Most of these are kind of self-explanatory, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on each one, just sort of read them off. It has been said that if you ask a stupid question, you will receive a stupid answer. I contend that the stupidity of the answer is directly proportional to that of the person giving it. Worrying about the future is only for people who ain't got nothing better to do right now. Here's a thought for you. What exactly is going to be left of the earth for the meek to inherit once the proud are done having their way with it? Those who demand respect seldom deserve it, and those who deserve respect seldom receive it. Someone once said, without rain, there'd be no rainbows. That person obviously never played around with a garden hose. If you can't remember something, then you'll also not be able to forget it. Those who live in hope often despair for having done so. And remember, not all strangers are strange. Now listen to this, because I want to be clear on it. I want y'all to understand and remember. Vindication is far sweeter than revenge. If you can't say something nice about somebody, just imagine what they're saying about you. Love is a many-splintered thing. At least I've gotten more splinters out of it than splendor, but maybe I'm doing it wrong. If you think living without regret is hard, try living with it. A diamond ain't nothing but a lump of coal that's stuck with it. That one actually isn't original to me. I heard that from Brother Dave Gardner, who was a comedian back in the time when my daddy was a boy. and I grew up listening to his records, so I think you might be able to find some of his stuff on YouTube. His name's Brother Dave Gardner. Real funny guy. The only thing worse than a coward is a coward hiding behind another one. You ain't gonna talk the work done. First impressions are lasting impressions, so take your time in forming them. Life is simple. It only gets complicated when you're doing something wrong. Again, that one's not original to me. A man by the name of Bill told me that. No man ever pissed on an electric fence twice, and no wise man ever done it once. Never beat yourself up. Life and the devil will do that plenty enough for you. Don't look for a God big enough to believe in. Instead, try to find a you who's small enough to believe. That's for y'all who are more spiritual. You won't get any bees. Nah, screwed that one up. You won't get any honey without first dealing with the bees. Life isn't fair. Death, however, treats everyone the same. Even though a person has 43 different pairs of nerves inside their body, it's still awfully easy to hit the wrong one. You won't get too far down the road with a stone in your boot. Respect and trust are as hard to earn as honest money, but are often, far too often, spent too easily. It only takes an ounce of pride to get you in trouble, but it takes 100 pounds of humility to get you back out again. It's easier to raise a son than it is to raise a daughter, because with a son, there's only ever one boy you got to worry about. Never get yourself in between two circling dogs. That's as true on the farm as it is in life. An uninformed opinion is as useful as a hammer with no head and a broken handle. Expectations are nothing more than premeditated resentments. Again, that was from that fella Bill. He was a very wise man. And last but not least, the whole point behind time is so that everything doesn't happen at once. And that actually came from an old man on a job site. I don't know his name, but it stuck with me. He was a plumber, and he said that one day, and it was just the most profound thing I'd ever heard. So anyway, that's some of my little old folksy wisdom from back down home on the farm. And like I say, I wouldn't mind y'all sharing some of y'all's wisdom with me. In the comment section down below. And I hope you've gained something from this, some bit of wisdom that you can carry with you. But of course, if you hadn't, well then to hell with you.